What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about the Bitcoin bull TBB on this, the 5th day of August. And here we are sitting at about 1.9 cents with roughly 9 hours left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it, okay? Massive recovery so far. Who could have seen this coming? From a low to a high, we've seen a 4.3x over the past 2.5 days, effectively. Not even 2.5 days, less than 2.5 days. We're moving up, and we are seeing what looks to be a bit of a V-shaped recovery. If this is a V-shaped recovery, little known fact about V-shaped recoveries, they typically end just above where they start, okay? So if this is a V-shaped recovery, it's no doubt that the V started here. The end would probably be just above this area. Now, whenever I say the end, that doesn't mean the end and then we die. But with such tremendous selling from here and then going just above this area, if we do consolidate, there might be some selling pressure there as well. It is completely possible that something like that happens, that we move up here and that we stop, but I would expect that we continue to rally. Now, just because we're in a V-shaped recovery doesn't mean that this has to go all the way up here. This is just the ideal target area, is that it would be just above this area here. How long do we stay there? Is it a day? Is it a week? Is it an hour? Do we come back down and consolidate? Do we just break through and rally? You know, nobody knows. But at this point, it does look like a V-shaped recovery. And if it is V-shaped, we should be back up here around our all-time high level and to new all-time highs, I mean, over the next couple of days at this rate. If not within the next week. You know, like it doesn't have to be at the pace that it's going, but something of a matched pace, a similar pace to what we had on the way down, we would see on the way up. So I would assume, you know, by the 9th, by the end of this week, we would see something like this if this V-shaped recovery continues. Now, if we do stop here, if we stop here and we come back down, that's okay. That's actually okay. I would prefer it if we did see a little bit of stagnation. Personally, I think a little bit of stagnation, shaking out of the weak hands before getting our rally on, I think that would be more structurally sound. Because again, if we just rip from here, we're probably going to see a dip. The faster we climb, the more volatility we'll see. I mean, look, we had a 300x from a low point to a high point in less than a month, and we got a 90% drop because of it. If we see something that's like from a low point to a high point, a 10x or more, right? We'd probably go to new all-time highs. If we see something that's greater than a 10x in the course of like less than a week, there will probably be some downside volatility to that. Why? Because there are people who bought here who will have immense gains who might decide to take profits and then try to buy in at a lower price. By the way, on that note, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I've been paying attention to a few different wallets. There are more than a few. There are a lot of people who are trying to game the market right now, and they're losing. People who literally bought down here, people who bought down here, and then they sold here. And they didn't buy back in. They're waiting for the price to come down. They're trying to game the market, trade. And if you just held, you would have made money. But because you sold, now you actually, if you're trying to buy back, you're going to pump the price up a little bit, and you're going to have less TBB as a result because it's at a higher price. What I'm trying to say is that there are people, I think, who have made money with this token who've opted out of it. And whenever you've opted out of a token you've made money with and it continues to go up, that just means that money that you took out, you're going to put back in. It's inevitable. It creates FOMO. It creates this sensation of price action. At least this is how I'm painting the picture in my head. It doesn't have to happen that way. But that's at least how I see it happening. I've been watching a few wallets trying to trade. They literally bought the low. They did so well. They bought down here, they bought down here, and they sold in this area, and they haven't bought back yet. They're sweating right now, man. There's people who sold down in this area who didn't buy back. They're sweating right now. They're sweating right now. And why are they sweating? Because they know if they bought here, if they bought here, if they bought here, but they sold here, they know exactly what they knew here, here, and here, that this thing is going to $100 million. They forgot it here. It's going to go above $100 million. They forgot it here. But now guess what? That amnesia, it just went away. Memory came back. It's knocking on the door and it's saying, hello, remember me? Do you remember the plan? Do you remember where we're going? It's a lot higher. It's a lot higher. We started to move down here from this low to this low. We have this little pace, and then you can see the pace is dying off. You're getting a little bit less of a slope, a less intense slope. Each one of these lows here, there's immense volume at the low, not at the high, but at the low. At the low, at the low, at the low, at these wicking points. And as we went down, volume died off. If you're moving down and volume's dying off, that typically suggests a reversal. Just like if you're moving up and volume dies off, that suggests a reversal to the downside as well. Not always. It's not always that simple. But, oh, hold on. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Oh, we're good. We're good. 1.9 cents now. I'm assuming that we're going to continue to move up. We look at this from a high to a low. We've interacted with the golden ratio zone. Came up to the golden ratio, came back down. Now we're back at the golden ratio. I'm assuming that we will continue to break through it. Whenever you find resistance to the golden ratio and come back down, typically the next target area is the 786.886. Okay, that puts us at about 2.9 to 3.6 cents. So I think that this move will continue at least to there. It is possible with this volatility here that the V could have started here. So this could be a stopping point. But I really do think that this V started all the way up at the top. So we're probably just going to keep rallying. If this is a V-shaped recovery, and it sure as shit looks like one right now, we're probably just going to keep rallying back up. And for anybody who's noticing the volume, it's not like super tremendous. It's not like these levels of volume here. Whenever you're coming back up, you don't actually need volume. It's when you're breaking out. So whenever you're expanding, that's when you need volume to come in. And as we're moving up here, there is volume. There still is volume. You know, from the low in through this move, there's probably going to be volume as we break higher here. You know, we're kind of in this little section where we've been consolidating now on a 4-hour basis. We've been consolidating here for like the last day in this area, so we're probably going to move up now, and there will probably be some volume that comes in. But how much volume, I don't know. It doesn't have to be more than this. It doesn't have to be an uptrend. It could still be downtrending even as we're moving up here, because again, we're just kind of in this overall phase of consolidation, this wicked volatile phase of consolidation. It's once we break out, that's when you want to see the volume increase. Any increase in volume is welcome as well, but I'm just saying, if you're noticing the volume, if we're moving up and it's like this, that's okay. That's actually still tremendous volume. Remember, that's the same volume that took us to our all-time highs before. This was tremendous. This is the most volume that we've ever seen, but before that, this was the most volume that we'd ever seen. So even these quote-unquote low levels descending here, it's still tremendous volume coming in as we're moving higher. So I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. 4-hour time frame, we look at the RSI. Actually, let's go to the 1 hour. We didn't even look at that. You do have bearish divergence. It looks like bearish divergence, doesn't it? Let's say that it is. I don't think that it is. I think it's too far apart, but let's say it is. Lower highs here with the higher highs in the price. Well, guess what? That divergence was between these 2 points. You move down right below where the divergence forms. So that divergence is nullified. It's happened. It's already done. You had your 12% move down. That's your bearish divergence right there. Now you're ready to move back up. Getting overbought consistently like this is very bullish. Yeah. Getting oversold consistently like this was very bearish. Getting overbought consistently is bullish. We love to see it. The MACD crossed above the zero, looking phenomenal, looking good. Bullish, 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 bullish. 4-hour time frame here. Coming back up to cross the zero. We're going to touch it. We're going to test it. I assume that today, well, I shouldn't say today. Let's say over the next 2 days, within the next 48 hours, we're going to come to a semi-critical moment in this 4-hour MACD. And this will be either a point at which we break through the zero and we get a massive pump because of it, or we reject the zero, and in which case we might, maybe not a massive dump, but we might correct before moving higher. And if that's the case, if we move up and then we start to find resistance at the zero line here on the MACD, we start to correct, that V-shaped recovery kind of goes away. And I would be okay with that. I think that a V-shaped recovery, as nice as it is, it's really nice whenever you see a price just go from here to there. Isn't it nice? It's so nice. But if it is a V-shaped recovery, we likely will, again, we'll probably find resistance just above this area, and then that comes that kind of double top look. It's not that I'm afraid that this double top will send the price down. That's not what I'm afraid of. It's just then we'll probably deal with more consolidation and more shaking out instead of just growing, and then, you know, later we'll grow. Or if we grow steadily, it builds more confidence. It's more structurally sound. But I don't know. I don't know if any of that matters. We're in a meme coin. It's worth $20 million in market cap. You know, we don't need. I mean, structure's nice. We have some structure, better structure than most coins actually at this early of a stage. We could just rally up higher. I don't know. Maybe I need to let go of that. Maybe it's fine if we just do this. I wouldn't be. I don't think anybody would be upset if we just sent it to 12 to 30 cents. But that could happen. That really could happen. By the way, shout out to the TBB community. Shout out to Jason Williams for the partnership with Cake Wallet. Pretty sure there's a partnership, right, with Cake Wallet. Let's just see here. Hold on. Jason Williams. Saw a post about it. You guys, the fudders are on another level. There are a bunch of people trying to FUD. TBB, and me. People are trying to FUD me, man. It's ridiculous. Fudsters. They got nothing better to do with themselves. Here we go. Cake Wallet. We partnered with Cake Wallet. That's awesome. Their preferred non-custodial solution for buying, selling, holding TBB. Download Cake Wallet in the App Store. Store your seed phrase, create a unique password, and set up two-factor authentication. Good enough for Jason. He vouches for this guy. Cool. Cool. Good enough for me, man. I will download it. I will buy some TBB on Cake Wallet once my money clears. once that. By the way, I figured out what it is. If you deposit money on an exchange and it's the weekend, your money will go through a hold. But if you deposit it on the weekdays during operational hours, your money is available instantly. I don't know why that's a thing. I can't wait for crypto to actually be integrated into society because stuff like that's going to go away. We're going to tell our grandkids, yeah, I remember you would deposit money on an exchange and it would take 3 days for this stuff to clear before you could access your money, before you could pull it off the account. They're like, why did you have to wait so long? And we'll say, I have no idea. It was so stupid. And then crypto came along and then that stuff went away, right? No. Crypto had been around for over 10 years at that point, and it'd been around for 15 years, and it was still happening. I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy that we live in this world. Visa has blockchain implemented in it, and we still got to wait 5 business days, 3 business days for money to clear. I don't get it. I don't like it. It seems intentional, and I'm offended. Anyways, let's move on. TBB. I want to say 19 cents. Soon enough, guys. Soon enough. We're going to move up. We're going to do great things. It's going to be terrific. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. The 4-hour RSI is approaching the overbought zone. What we want to see, ideally, would be a push into this overbought zone. So if the 1-hour time frame isn't lying to us, we should continue to grow. If the 4-hour MACD isn't lying to us, we should continue to grow. And if we do continue to grow, we're going to get this RSI into the overbought zone. The RSI getting overbought is a very powerful thing. Let's just go here. Let me show you. Overbought there, overbought there, overbought there. You can see all these little examples of being overbought. Let's just go over the last 5 times we've been overbought. Okay, there's plenty more than that, but let's just go over the last 5. Let's say plenty more, actually. This thing, to be fair, there's only 5 times. This thing is so new, I forgot. 5 times, okay? Maybe 6 if you include that little blip there. We're up 42% on that 4-hour candle when we first got overbought ever. The next time we got overbought, we saw rapid increase of about a 7x in like a 2-day span. The next time that we got overbought here, from a low to a relative low to a high, we saw a 2x in about a day. From here, whenever we got overbought from a relative low to a relative high, we saw 88% growth in about 2 days. Whenever we got overbought here, from a relative low to a relative high, we saw 93% growth in about 2 days. From a relative low here, maybe not the low, but the relative low, to the high, 176% growth in about 3 days. Okay, phenomenal growth either way. 88% in about a 2-day time frame. Not even quite 2 days, like a little bit over a day. If we were to see 88% in a little bit over a day from now, by the end of this week, aka, that would put us at 3.5 cents, you guys. Sounds like a V-shaped recovery to me. Sounds like they call it V-shaped for victory. V for victory, V for vindicated, V for validation, V for virgins getting annihilated. I don't know. I'm talking about, whenever I say that, I just mean the people who have no exposure to TBB. But absolute mayhem to the upside. It's coming. It's coming all over the place. It's going to be spectacular this coming. And I do expect that we're going to go higher than just 88%. I don't think that we're going to stop there. I think that we are going to go a lot higher. We look at this from a high here to a low here. The projected area would be the 1272 to the 1618. This is the next target area. This is our primary target zone right here. 9.28 cents to 20.9 cents. That is a $92 million market cap to a $21 million market cap. Okay, very, very close to this $100 million idea. This is our next target area. And again, V-shaped recoveries typically do stop just above. We could stop up here. Maybe we consolidate a little bit and then we move up higher. Maybe it's a bull flag and we send it right up here to this 1886200 level and send it to multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know. The thing is once we move up higher, once we see new all-time highs, this thing will be vindicated. It's going to draw a lot of attention. It's already drawing a lot of attention. We've got more wallet holders. Actually, it looks like we've lost some wallet holders. Is this accurate? Let's refresh this. Is that even a thing? Can you lose holders? I thought that they just went to dormant wallets. 3,800. Okay, well, we haven't really gained wallet holders. We haven't really lost any. We're just chilling at that same kind of threshold. But we'll probably build in new wallet holders. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm done at this point. Is there anything else worth talking about? We could look at maybe the 8-hour time frame or the 12-hour time frame. Let's just see if there's anything in there. Oh, the daily time frame, by the way, you actually bounced right off the oversold zone. That's very bullish. The MACD is right around the 0 to bounce. That's also very bullish. You went from being overbought to just bouncing off the oversold zone, and we've got higher lows with these lower lows coming in. This is actually really bullish stuff here, you guys. 8-hour time frame. The RSI barely got oversold, double bottom rejection. Looks super bullish overall to me on the 8-hour. The MACD is about to cross green. We're crossing green right now. Phenomenal, great, good things. 12-hour time frame. You're right at the 0, perfect area to bounce. RSI got oversold a little bit. You're at the 50. This is a point of contention, to be fair, but we still have 8 hours left. And again, if the short-term stuff is accurate, then we should be moving up from here. We should be getting overbought on the 4-hour, crossing through the threshold here of this 50 level on the 12-hour, and just moving higher. If I'm wrong at all, and we don't see this V-shaped recovery, I would actually prefer that. I would prefer it if we move down and we consolidated here more, because if we do that, it gives strong hands the opportunity to get in. It gives weak hands the opportunity to panic sell into the strong hands, and we want that, right? Strong hands equals conviction, equals higher prices. Weak hands, paper hands equals, well, this is what happens with that, right? There's clearly a lot of paper hands who bought in this area, and, well, a lot of strong hands who bought in this area. So the best thing to do is to, in my opinion, is to just hold. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but it's to just hold. People keep telling me that I should be trading this thing, that I should be selling and then buying back. It's like, dude, with the size that I have in this thing, if I were to let go of my position up here, it wouldn't have stayed up here. You know what I mean? I would have pushed the price down in that short of amount of time. If I sold, I'd go public with it, and then it drops 90% after I sell, I'd be blamed for that. You know, I don't need that negativity. I'm just gonna hodl. I'm just gonna hold and let the community do its work, man. And we're just gonna continue to rally until we see $1 billion, until we see multi-dollar price. I'm gonna be holding a large bit of TBB, man. I expect phenomenal things to come over the coming days. The coming is coming soon. I've got nothing else for you. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.